Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray, and thank you for watching. Today we're going to be talking about Yashahime, Princess Half-Demon, Season 2, Episode 10. Still have 14 episodes left of this season, so quite a long ways to go. No need to fret too bad. This was a bit of a filler episode, in my opinion, but before we get into it, I want to just briefly talk about my new uploading schedule. So, because Demon Slayer Season 2 is finally coming out tomorrow, we are now out of the Mugen Train arc, and actually getting into actual Season 2, I will be reviewing that. So, there will be another video tomorrow of the first episode of Season 2. Keep in mind, that may mean that there may no longer be a Monday meme video. I'm going to continue to try to make a meme video every Thursday, as I have been. I like kind of the 3 videos a week schedule, so probably it's going to now switch from 1 review and 2 memes to 2 reviews and 1 meme. Maybe if I have an idea for one, I'll slap one up on Monday or Tuesday or something, but as of right now, expect the schedule to change from, my Saturday, Monday, Thursday to Saturday, Sunday, Thursday is how that's going to end up working. So let's just get into the review. So we start off thinking that there's going to be some epic battle between the Raccoon Demon and Mora, and there is not at all. Like they call this, the Raccoon Blood Moon Demon Battle Part 1 or whatever the name of the episode is, and that doesn't even really happen, like at all. We get a backstory with Inuyasha and Kagome, which was actually pretty cool how they initially sealed the demon. So what they did is the Shogun was trying to take over everything, trying to kill the Little Lord, as they like to call him, and he ends up just grabbing his brother so he can manipulate his younger brother and take over the whole Raccoon Demon arc, raise the taxes higher, use his demon abilities and his magic abilities to basically just rule with an iron fist. There's nothing they can do about it. So here comes the bounty hunters, demon hunters, slayers, whatever you want to call them. Rin's there, Inuyasha's there, everybody's there, all happy. They dress up in kimonos in order to trick them into getting drunk, having a party, and then they actually learn who is controlling the Blood Moon Raccoon Demon, at which point Kagome is then able to seal it. It wasn't a super strong seal initially, so they had to find another place to give it a stronger seal, but later down the road, the Shogun ended up finding the picture that the demon was trapped in and unsealing it, causing the current problem where Mora has to go and defeat it or reseal it, something along those lines. The reason they didn't kill it is because, they view the Blood Moon Demon as a kind of spiritual guide, protector, if you will, and they don't want to kill it, which is why Kagome ended up sealing it, to adhere to their wishes. So while all of that is going on, we have a new moon, which means no demon abilities for Setsuna and Toa. Setsuna is still at the village. Now everything is covered in snow, so that's the grain disappeared. And we have a giant Sasquatch type thing, Yeti, I guess you would call it. More of a Yeti because it's in the snow. Realizing that one of Sesshomaru's daughters is there, and he wants to go kill and eat her for, obvious reasons, ultimate power, all that fun jazz. So he is slowly creeping forward more and more. Now, I thought this entire episode was just going to be about Mora and the whole Raccoon Demon, but it was kind of split into 3s because they're all off doing their own separate thing right now. So we actually get to see Setsuna. She gets in a kimono because she's cold, has extremely long hair, like it's literally on the floor to the point where you would trip over it. She already has long hair, but now it's even longer. This is the first time she actually has lost her abilities because of the Dream Butterfly. Previously, she never did. And she's tired, she sleeps, she makes a strategy for demons that are coming their way. So there'll probably be a battle next episode between all of the demon hunters, demon slayers, and Mr. Yeti Man and his little snowball demons. You get the cute little, like, wormy looking things with evil, creepy faces, like a Halloween jack-o'-lantern is the best way to describe them. So moving on to the third story, going on to what's happening with Toa. Her, Rian, and Riku are just walking around in the woods. Toa is kind of sad because she can't go protect Setsuna. Riku actually mentions that her and Zero are more similar than you think because the Shikan Jewel, Zero saw that something was going to happen to Inuyasha's father, the great dog demon, and she didn't do enough to protect him. So she went on this pathway, becoming where she currently is, causing all sorts of issues. By the way, Toa is trying to protect Setsuna. Toa is kind of going down the same path, so Riku might try to lead her in a better direction later on in life. Toa finally learns that Riku is part of Kirinmaru, his horn. Rion actually lets that slip out. She did not know. She just assumed she already told him, but he didn't. And she was like, sorry, and then Toa was like, no, it's fine. You are you. You're not Kirinmaru. You're your own individual person. At least so we know so far. We have no idea what abilities Kirinmaru can do in order to control Riku, which I'm assuming because they're connected, there's some sort of pathway in which, yes, he can do that. But we'll just have to wait and see how that whole situation pans out. And Zero, and she has some sort of other demon that with her, she ends up sending all of these butterflies after them. And it looks very pretty, all these glowing butterflies flying in the breeze, going after them. Riku, without hesitation, his senses are still fine. He might not be able to see anymore, but that does not hinder his battle ability whatsoever. He actually closes his eyes, uses his senses, cuts all of them into pieces, at which point he sees Zero's reflection in one of the papers that falls down. At that point, we have a spell casted. Toa, being the heroic figure that she is, pushes Rion out of the way as the seal happens, and she gets transported to Zero and this other demon. Zero even mentions that, hey, it's a lot easier to deal with you now and cast you under my spells now that you don't have your demon abilities. You are very weak. And now you would think, fairly simple. We'll just kill her right here. Pull out the old sword. Really nothing she can do. She doesn't actually have a weapon on her. She has a broken sword. Can't use her demon abilities to turn it into the usual lightsaber. Can't use the Kyokan-Ryu either because no demon abilities. Basically a sitting duck. But no, Zero has to make it complicated. She is a terrible human being, or demon being, I should say. She wants to make Toa suffer, which is why she has this other demon based on the preview, put some sort of weird beetle thing in there, and I guess it's going to eat her dreams and her tears or something based on what she was saying. We also learned from Zero that she refuses to put the rainbow pearls back in her eyes because they have certain memories attached to them. However, the silver one that Toa initially had, she said, was particularly interesting. So that's why all of the rainbow pearls are just kind of floating around. Zero, she's never actually going to put them back into her eye, put them back into her body, because she does not want the memory and the hardship that all of them bring. Because now then she's going to have to remember the great dog demon dying again, and all the people that initially had those pearls, everything that was associated with it, causing issues. Now, I don't know if, we're ever going to get those pearls back to the girls, where they are going to be able to utilize them to their full capabilities, or if it's something where Zero is just going to need to die. They did mention with the whole Inuyasha and Kagome story in this episode as well. He was like, oh, why don't you just ask them? He's like, I thought they were dead. And he was like, I never said that. I just said I don't know what happened to them. You have to ask the bounty hunters, the demon hunters. And Moro was like, okay, so we got an Inuyasha and Kagome should be coming in shortly. Hopefully, we'll get them in the next couple of episodes. Based on that, little juxtaposition there, if you will. And who knows? But ultimately, we still need to save Rin. I feel like that should be number one on the priority list. And it doesn't seem to be, just based on how the episodes are going. Like, it just seems like, who cares about Rin at this point anymore? Kind of messed up. But that is what it is, unfortunately. So Rin needs to get saved. That should be number one. Inuyasha, Kagome need to get out of that Black Pearl. Zero needs to die. Kirinmaru needs to die. Those are the major four. And we're not getting any closer to any of them. I mean, it looks like we're going to have a battle with Zero right now, so Zero may actually end up dying, or maybe Sesshomaru will finally kill her. I don't know why he brought her back to life in the first place, because she was dying. She wanted to die. And then he was like, no, you're connected to Rin, so I can't let you do that, because if she dies, Rin dies, so yeah, it makes sense. So we need to get, eventually we will get Setsuna over to Zero. Hopefully, that's where Toa and Setsuna are going to meet up. and then maybe Mora will continue to be off doing her own thing, or she ends up going to save her parents, hopefully. So, yeah, who knows? The Shomaru needs to be like, hey, by the way, your parents aren't dead. I just trapped them in a graveyard somewhere. They're fine. They're fine. Yeah, we'll just have to sit back, wait and see how that whole situation pans out. That's pretty much the gist of it. This one's getting a 7 out of 10 because it's a little better than the last couple episodes. I'll be honest, I enjoyed the action scenes. I enjoyed seeing the old characters. Not that I watched Inuyasha in the first place, but it's good to reminisce about things that you got to see in your childhood alive. I saw a handful of episodes. I think I saw one of the movies, but I never ended up watching the entire old series. So it's in the back of my mind at some point. Maybe I'll watch it, maybe I won't. Who knows? Probably won't. Probably won't at this point, but if I get bored enough, who knows? So we'll see how much free time I got in the foreseeable future. If I take a couple of vacation days or something, maybe I can try to catch up on that as well. But we'll leave it at that. 7 out of 10, decent episode overall. Kind of fillery, not the biggest, brightest episode in the world, but definitely add some character development, get some interesting backstory as well, and I look forward to part 2 next week during episode 11. My name is Steve Gray. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.